Is the Heritage Foundation senior economist, Peter St. Onge. Peter, so great to have you. I want to talk to you about the potential impact of refunding all these tariff monies. It's estimated in the neighborhood of 160, I've seen as high as $175 billion could go back to some of these really big corporations. Does that concern you about giving all that money, turning that money back over from the government back to private businesses? We saw some positive effects of collecting that money. We need it in the government coffers. What do you make of that?
Yeah, it's tricky. So the money is not going back necessarily to the consumers who paid it. It's going back to the importer of record. So you could have situations where the price of the product was jacked up to the consumer. They paid it. Now the, say, Chinese importer is getting the refund, so the product could end up being free for them, but the American already paid. Now, in theory, for larger purchases, you could go through lawsuits, but that is going to take a long time. So, I was never a huge fan of going off the tariffs in the first place. It looks like he's replacing them sort of piecemeal. They're a lot less effective, a lot harder to manage the way that they are now. And fundamentally, that $166 billion, to the extent it was replacing, say, income tax revenue, tariffs are a much less harmful way to raise revenue than something like the income tax.
Peter, I don't know how much of the tariff consumers paid. The administration was saying it's not very much. Other economists said it was much more. But it does seem rather odd to me that we have a system where we're definitely giving the money back to the importers, back to the businesses, and we are in no way, shape, or form compelling those guys to pass any of it along to consumers. That sort of seems like a half-baked system. Do you think so, or am I wrong on that?
It is. The problem is, as an economist, you can sit and estimate how much of it got passed on, and there's a wide debate on, was it 80%, is it 20%? You can do that as an economist, but as a matter of law, you can't prove that, let's say the socks you bought on Temu were, $2 more expensive because of the tariff. You can't prove that. And so in practice, the paperwork is very, very hard to sort through. So they're not necessarily giving the money to the people who deserve it. They're giving it to the money who they can count, or to the people who they can actually see that the money flowed to. And this has been an argument throughout this entire tariffs debate, is that is an absolute mess unwinding this. The Supreme Court just kind of threw a hand grenade in the calculus across the board on this.
And to your point, Peter, there are reports that some of the biggest companies in the country, Walmart, Target, Kohl's, Nike, they're the ones that are in line to receive the most amount of money. And the big question is, what are they going to do about it? Even in their commentary internally, they're talking about how they're going to assess their situation to decide how and whether to return that to shareholders or customers or what have you. So it remains to be seen. Peter, I do want to move on to this because we do have our eye on something that's coming up for tomorrow, and that's Kevin Warsh gearing up for his confirmation hearing before the Senate Banking Committee tomorrow.
So in his testimony obtained by Fox Business, Warsh argues, quote, the Fed must stay in its lane. Fed independence is placed at greatest risk when it strays into fiscal and social policies where it has neither authority nor expertise. I can get on board with that all day long, Peter. I am so sick of a Fed that wants to do DEI and climate change and all that. Okay, good on that. Say something about that if you want to, but I think the bigger question with Warsh is going to come down to what's his view on interest rates and monetary policy actually going to be. What do you think he's going to say in his testimony?
Yeah, so there's two angles there. One of them is the question of Fed independence. So that's been a political football under Trump. Trump thinks that the Fed should get more input from the representatives of the voters, whereas people who like the Fed tend to say it should be politically independent. Of course, the problem is if the Fed is independent of politicians, it's independent of voters, in which case, who does it serve? Because the only man left standing is banks. So that's the issue, I think, on the independence question. Warsh is going to try to sort of thread the needle on that to say that, he respects independence, but he's also comfortable hearing from Trump. The bigger question, I think, for most people is going to be what he's going to do to interest rates. And the reason is that if he keeps cutting interest rate, that's worth millions of jobs. General rule of thumb is 1% lower rates is about 1 million jobs. So it's a very big deal. And when Warsh was first nominated, he was seen as the hard money guy. In other words, higher rates, fewer jobs. that concerned a lot of people. But what we've seen since then is two areas where Warsh has sort of been consistently arguing that we should actually cut rates more. One of them is that he thinks AI is very deflationary, meaning it'll lower prices, in which case you can lower interest rates, you can get out more loans to small business, so that's very helpful for the economy. The other is something he calls Robin Hood policy, where you lower rates for Main Street, it's easier to get business loans, and in return, you make Wall Street pay for it by selling off the Fed's stash of assets. So he may actually end up, I think, being a much easier money guy, a much more pro-growth guy than a lot of people expect.
Okay.
You know, and tomorrow we might hear some other inquiries about kind of bigger picture things, inquiries into Jerome Powell. There's still some holdouts on the committee, so there's going to be a lot to keep track of. Peter St. Onge will have to come back and unpack it all with us. Great to see you.
Thanks, Peter. Good stuff. It's going to be a barn burner.